Well, good evening, everybody. It's Friday Night Podcast. We're here again at Borders at 81st and Yale in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're here every Friday night, and we always talk about chess. And this evening, we're joined by our national master who gives us expert commentary and analysis, Chuck Unruh. Chuck, glad you can make it again.
Happy to be here. Hello, Oklahoma Chess. We're going to talk about mating patterns and pattern recognition.
Yep, we're going to take a little bit different format tonight. Normally, we talk about games, but this evening, we're going to take a different approach. So, Chuck, why don't you go ahead and just start us off here? Let's take our first game that we want to look at here.
Oh, this is the cheesiest pattern I could find. If you notice, all the black pieces are on the board, including all 8 pawns. We're going to discuss a little bit about rook and bishop patterns. Except for having maybe 9 queens on the board, one of the best things you could have in your arsenal would be a double check and discover checks. We have white on move here, and we're going to go through a basic pattern using the rook and bishop combination to checkmate black over on A8. So let's follow along as we play rook to F2, double check.
There we go, rook to F2, and we have a double check there. So the king's going to step out of the check right there. Chuck, and what's our next move?
We're going to play rook to F3, double check. We're going to march him all the way across the board.
So he steps out of that, and we go and we double check him again.
Rook E3, double check.
There we go. King steps out.
Rook E4, double check.
And we're beginning to see a pattern here, Chuck.
Yes, the power of the 2 bishops.
Okay.
Rook to D4, double check.
He steps out of it, and I think I can guess this next one. How about rook to D5?
Yes, notice how the white king was strategically placed to cut off the exit on D5. That was cheesy.
Yeah, that's why you call it the cheesy double check. Okay. So
king to C6.
Double check. Well, he's not in check now.
Now, double check.
Yep.
Rook to C5.
Okay, so he goes in there. Rook to C6 now. Double check.
Double check.
Okay. Here we go.
Rook to B6, double check.
Rook to B7, check.
Of course, you notice if he goes A6, what happens?
I think if he goes to A6, it's checkmate.
Yes.
So he has no choice but to go up here to A8.
Double check again. This is getting a little old. Let's get this over with.
There we go. Checkmate. Okay, so that's the basic pattern. So what is the basic thing you're trying to teach us here, Chuck, is
the power of the 2 bishops in combination with the rook, or the rook and bishop mate.
Okay.
Recognition of this pattern, especially in blitz chess, will win a significant number of games. I mean, you'll see this again in your lifetime if you play enough chess. So let's go on to a real-world example.
Okay, and let's take the double check example you have here. And I see that we don't have the moves in, so I'll just move it for you. So what's the first thing this rook does here?
The rook's pinned against the queen, so let's give away our queen. Rook takes knight.
Okay, so we take it.
Yes.
And now what happens?
Well, if queen takes rook, we're going to have queen takes bishop check, and then we'll pick up the queen. So he has to take the queen. I mean, there's really not a lot of choice here. So.
Okay.
And now, 2 bishops, rook. We see the significance of our cheesy pattern.
Yep.
So let's put it on him.
Okay, so I would suspect that the next move would be to check him like this. Is that right?
Yes.
Very good.
And that's a double check.
Okay, so where's the king going to go here? Is the only choice is to really go right here, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
H7.
So where should we move this rook to
Let's
next?
go G7 double check again. Double checks seem to work really well.
Okay.
Very powerful weapon.
Okay, so we have a check here. So where's the king? His only real choice is to move up here to H8. He does that.
And double check again.
Now what are we going to do? How do we finish this off, Chuck?
RH7, double check.
Okay. Then
King to G8. And the same pattern as the previous cheesy example.
There you go, checkmate.
Recognize the patterns in chess, win a lot of games.
And of course it helps to have open, long diagonals too. So,
yes.
Okay, so let's go take a look at this basic pattern that you've been talking about this whole time. All right, let's switch our game up here. Alrighty.
Notice this is a bishop, single bishop and rook focused on G7. The pattern is rook takes check on G7.
Okay.
King to H8. Now, moving back with the single discovered check isn't as powerful because of F6. You could block. So
That's right.
let's wipe out that F pawn. Let's go.
Like that?
Rook takes check. King comes over.
Right.
And now check the king again, forcing back to the H8 square. We've eliminated the support for the F6 block. So now the discovered check has tremendous power.
So we can move him right in here. And now the only thing left for black to do, and by the way, folks, if you're watching this, move quickly. I do have the chess engine on, so
Yes.
I'm not that fast with the mouse. So.
Now there is some significance of rook to F6.
Okay.
White's flag just fell. No, I'm afraid if it wasn't a blitz game, bishop takes rook and mate. He had one more move.
And there we go.
So significance, rook and bishop combination. You'll see this again. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. Thank you, Chuck. This has been a micro podcast, so we're going to go ahead and sign off this evening. But if you ever want to come over to 81st and Yale at Borders in Tulsa, Oklahoma, let us know. We'd love to take a look at your games, and maybe we'll make you a star and you can go viral on the internet. So happy chess to everybody.